G'day guys, and welcome back to another Ross Reviews, where behind us we have got Australia's most powerful RB26 R34 GTR, because we're not making any false claims here. This thing is pushing over 1150 all-wheel horsepower. It's got a big single turbo G45, and it's still a true 2.6 liter. So yeah, it's not 2.8, it's not a 3.2, it's a 26. And guys, Z-Tune body kit, immaculate kit, like no, cost was not an issue on this car when it was built. You know, this thing is legitimately the best of the best you can do right now, 2024. And God, this thing is just beautiful to look at. It's still a 6-speed manual. It's the 85 obviously. And this is a true JDM legend. So I'm ready. If you're ready, let's get in this thing, find out what the R34 GTR is really all about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in everyone's childhood dream, the R34 GTR. And my goodness, when we are in essentially low boost and it's making 1150 horsepower at all wheels, this is quite the creation. And literally money has not been spared on this build. It is an absolutely just balls to the wall. Whatever the best of the best is, let's do it. And it's absolutely incredible to experience. Absolutely. Cheers, brother. Now guys, the R34 GTR first debuted in 1999. I was a 9-year-old kid, and dude, this thing speaks to me. You know what I mean? It's the 5th generation of Skyline, and it's the one everybody wants. It's the rare one, it's the Holy Grail, it's the Trinidad, it's the legend. And it was Paul Walker's, you know? This is what we're talking about. Now in Australia, we never officially received the R34. We never officially received the R33 either, but we did get a small number of R32s, and I believe we were actually one of the first countries to receive them. But there is no shortage of 33s, of 34s in Australia, because we are allowed to import these. We've been allowed to effectively since they came out, and people have. So you will see these on the road, but 34s are especially incredibly rare due to the price, because basically the cheapest R34 you're gonna find in Australia, it's starting from 200 grand. And it's going up all the way to basically what this is worth, close to $500,000. It's a lot of money. Holy shit! Are you kidding me, lad? R34! Unreal. And we're just barely touching gate. Wow! The pedals got so much meat. The noise, the sensation. You know, this is Paul Walker's car. This is why this costs up $500,000. You know what I mean? If it wasn't Paul Walker's car and so loved in the Fast and the Furious franchise, this would be on the level of a Supra. You know what I mean? Like, Supras are still expensive, but they're not at this level. And wow, the noises, the sensation. You know, it's got lag. You know, it's intimidating, it is, but once you get over that fear of this is a $500,000 car, this is a, you know, insanely rare legend, you know, you've got immense respect for this car. Then you start to drive it and you realize that, hey, it's just like any other car. It likes to be used, it likes to be pressed, and it really responds to you when you start going for it there. It absolutely does. Now, one of the fantastic points about the R34 is that, you know, this thing wasn't massively heavy. You know, we're talking about 1,500 kilos here. We've got the all-wheel drive, so we've got grip on this. And then you start talking about 1,000 horsepower. Wow. It is spicy, guys. This thing is spicy. What a machine. Oh. Yeah, this is just immense. And the beauty of this car that I love, it still has that raw JDM feel to it. You know, you get in cars that are more modern. You get an R35, for example, you might go faster in a straight line, theoretically, but it doesn't give you that same connection, that same emotion, that same rawness. This thing, I'm probably going to be much slower, even though we've got 1,150 wheel horsepower. But it's the connection to the car you get with this 6-speed manual, just even the feedback through the steering wheel, you know, it just has such feedback in it, just emotion, vibrations are happening. And the soundtrack is just, it goes through your soul. It absolutely does. Now, on the interior, apart from these beautiful Recaros, it is essentially factory. Now, we've got a Motech Dash up here, just obviously to feed this 1,150 all-wheel horsepower, give us all that we need. Getting off the line can be a little bit tricky, but I believe we're just over 30 pounds of boost. Again, the G45 big single turbo conversion. It is laggy, but man, this thing has got some grunt, and it is a handful to operate. 6-speed manual. We've got the controller down here. We've got 2-step launch control. Just you name it, it's got the party tricks. I gotta say, the clutch, once you're driving, is easy to use. The gearbox feels really nice to use. Pedal is nice and heavy, it's firm. You know, boost is really not starting to wind up until you're around 5,000 RPM. So, yeah, it's laggy, but you can still drive this thing and it's still fun. You know, this thing is, it's pretty scary to drive. I'm going to be honest with you guys, but it is beautiful. You know, you roll on it in third. Wow. It's scary, but oh, it's so fun. This thing, you can just, it takes you back to Paul Wall. I feel like I'm in the Fast and Furious. Line it up, Dom Toretto. Let's go. Dude, I almost had you, man. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, please hit the red subscribe button. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. It's how we get in these cars. Show them for you, because my God, these things are so special. And opportunities like this, they just don't happen often. And I for one, pinch me, absolutely in heaven. Now, funny enough, when they were building the R34, they actually wanted to put a V6 in it. That's why when you see the R35, it got the twin turbo V6, you know, but they just ran out of budget when they were putting this together, so they put the RB26 back in it. And I'm so glad they did, number one. And number two, let's remember, this wasn't really a road motor, more of a detuned race motor, because Nissan built the RB26 to go racing, you know, essentially, and they just detuned it for the factory R32 GTR. It's a classic, it's a legend, and you know, look at what this thing can do. You know, obviously there's a lot of dollars invested here, but 1,150 wheel at all fours is no joke, and still a 6-speed manual. Now again, factory horsepower was something around the 275 mark. That was obviously the Japanese gentlemanship agreed number, but realistically, these are around the 320, 330 mark, and they sort of had that 300 pound-foot of torque as well, which was still a huge amount of power for back when this thing came out in 1999. Yeah, just how straight this thing tracks, just how confident you feel on a corner in this is really why this was such a dominator on the track. You know, just like every Godzilla before it, it just has such tremendous handling. And then when you want to go to town on the motor, it can handle it. It's one of those just, you gotta love the late 90s, the early 2000s. It's my absolute favorite generations of cars are all through the late 90s, early 2000s. And, you know, this is right up there. You know, you've just got so much feel in this car. Oh, shit. I'm supposed to turn there. Oh my goodness. Everyone drops, everyone absolutely snaps their neck on this car. It's just, you can't compare it to anything else. I'm sorry. G'day, mate. Here you go, mate. Bloody hell, mate. Know what I mean? I'll tell ya, this car, it's unlike any car I've been in. I've been in Ferraris and, you know, big Barras, big clubbies, like, you get looks and you get attention, even, you know, big supers and stuff, but not to this level. And I'm not exaggerating that. It is almost every single person, and I am not exaggerating, that has a look at this thing. And obviously the sound, the Z-Tune body kit on this, it just makes for such an incredible looking package. You just almost, you can't not have a look. And this car has only just come out of the tuners literally like a week ago, so it's fresh, and I cannot believe the faith, the trust, the absolute bravery the owner has to just, you know, throw me the keys. He's an absolute legend, a star, a champion, and that's why I'm taking such caution with this, and, you know, we're really taking it quite easy and enjoying the history and just engineering behind this R34. It's such a true legend. Wow. Now I know everybody is wanting the 0 to 100 in this video, and unfortunately, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I have permission to launch this car, but make no mistake, I am not going crazy because we're on a back road. This thing is legitimately 1100 horsepower. It's manual. Don't expect me to work a miracle here and become Australia's fastest R34. I'm saying it's the most powerful that has a 2.6 liter RB. Yes. Alrighty, so we're coming up, powered by C-Tech. We're doing a launch, and I'm taking this very easy, so nobody hate me in the comment section, please. We're gonna have to reset the draggy and pray for me. Oh man, I just can't. I can't. We did a 7.3, and that's because I absolutely bogged the launch, and I'm not man enough to redline this in first. So it'll do 100 in second. 7.3 is what we got. I'm just so nervous launching it.
You're gonna have the revs up more.
Yeah, I did 7.3.
You've done it a million times. Do a send.
I'm just scared because of the power of, like.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have one more crack at this. The owner's telling me to man up and give it a little bit more. I don't want to. I do not want to. But hey, I can't argue with the man. So I'll give it one more try. But this thing scares me, bro. All right, here we are again. I still bogged it, but we did better. We did a 6.6. So, yeah, we were pretty flat. It's just getting off the line is so hard in this thing, and it's so hard on the motor and everything. It's intimidating. Now, guys, we're gonna finish the video off here today. So, what do we think of the R34 GTR? You know, is this thing overhyped? Is it overpraised? Is it worth, you know, $250,000? They're hard questions to answer, but I think, you know, look, at the end of the day, it's an old Nissan, but when you sit in this thing, when you see the joy it brings to people, you know, the connection, I don't think there's another car on the planet that does it as good as this. So, hey, it's the market value for a reason, but leave your 2 cents down below. Thank you so much to the owner for putting this together. It is an absolute top G, and this just tick boxed a childhood dream. So, wow. They say don't meet your childhood heroes. Well, I did in this, and I'm not leaving disappointed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe, hit the like button. See you on the next one, guys.